welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review and swatch video all about the brand new Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Collection Face Palette. If you guys don't know, she is collabing with them again and creating an entire new collection kind of solely based around Champagne Pop, which was her first collaboration, and this definitely was her baby. Everyone loved it and it sold out so fast. They actually made it permanent now, so you can always get that year round. She actually had her launch party a couple days ago, and that's why I was able to get this baby, because she mentioned on her Snapchat that they were releasing a limited amount of these on the Sephora app, so I made sure to go on there, pick up one, and do a review on it for you guys. I actually had it overnighted, so I got here last night, and I was able to play with this for a little bit, and I can definitely tell you guys an honest review on why I like it and why I don't. I also wanted to do a little bit of a giveaway, so I have an extra shimmering skin perfector pressed in the Champagne Pop color, her original collaboration, so I wanted to give one of these away to one lucky subscriber. So make sure you're subscribed and I will message whoever the winner is. But if you want to see my honest review all about the brand new Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette, then just keep on watching. So the packaging on this is really pretty. It comes in this really nice kind of like pewter looking gold packaging. It's hard to get it without the glare because it's so reflective, but it has this really cool like dot form on it. It says Jaclyn Hill, Becca all around it. It also has a little paragraph on the top that I think she wrote, has her signature, and it also has the colors of what you're getting in the palette right down here. And when you open up the box, you do get a little sample of the backlight priming filter, which I've never tried before, so that's kind of awesome. It's a really nice radiant luminizing primer, so I'm excited to try that. And then here is the beautiful palette. So you have a little sheet that kind of goes on top of it so you don't get it all dirty. You have the same design from the box on the top of the packaging as well. It kind of has gold and silver dots on it. It also says Jaclyn Hill and Becca going around it. I like this packaging because it's a little bit elevated. It has like a bubbly feel, so it's really nice and sturdy. The back also has the names of all the blushes that are inside and both of the shimmering skin perfectors. This is gonna get a little dirty because of its like metallic gold packaging. And then when you open up the palette, mine's a little beat up because I've already used it a couple times. You do have a really nice ginormous mirror right there, which is awesome for traveling if you wanted to take this to travel with. You also kind of have one of those plastic sheets with all the names on it, but you do have them on the back just in case you do lose that. So this is what the inside looks like. Again, I'm sorry, it's a little bit dirty because I've been using it. You have the Becca and Jaclyn Hill kind of logo down here, the same that's on the very top. And you also have Champagne Pop and the new Prosecco Pop shimmering skin perfectors, and then the 3 blushes. So there's a luminous blush, a mineral blush, and then another mineral blush. So this one is Rose Spritz. This one is called Amaretto, which is like a really nice kind of burnt nude. And then this one is Pamplemousse. So before I get into the swatches for you all, I just wanted to let you know my review and my thoughts on this palette. I think if you're a collector or a makeup hoarder and junkie like myself, you will really find a lot of love for this palette, especially as a collector. This is definitely something that's limited edition. It's beautiful. For me, I don't think I'd find much use out of it. You guys know, if you follow me on social media, I wasn't even expecting to pick up this palette just because I wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. I still don't really like it, and I'll let you guys know why. But if you don't have Champagne Pop in the single, I think this is a great buy for you, especially if you like all the colors. It is $52, so it's a little bit on the more expensive range. The one thing I'm gonna let you guys know about this is I feel like the formula is different than their other powders. So I do have all of the shimmering skin perfectors in every single color pretty much except for Topaz in the single compacts, and I do have a bunch of the blushes as well. And I can tell you that these feel a lot more dry and chalky than their other powders that I have experienced with. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I don't know if it's because it's this palette or if it's because they might have changed the formula. I also noticed that my Champagne Pop in this palette is different than the color in the single compact. I will show you guys a couple of close-up swatches. But again, I just don't really think this palette is necessary for me just because I don't find I'm gonna get a lot of use out of the colors. That's not saying that this is an awful palette. I just don't think personally I would wear all these colors on a daily basis, except for Amaretto. I think it's a beautiful color. I'm actually wearing it on my cheeks today, as well as the Champagne Pop from this palette on my cheeks. Another thing I also want to mention is that this color, the new Prosecco Pop Shimmering Skin Perfector, is very, very gold, and it's very mustardy, which I don't think will pull off very well on my skin. My boyfriend actually said it looked very dark and dirty on my skin, so I cannot wear that color. It just does not work with my skin. I think it's going to be really hard if you're very fair to pull off this color, which is unfortunate. But with that being said, I do think Champagne Pop is an amazing highlighter for a bunch of people because it has more peachy pink and warm tones in it. So it's gonna look good on a bunch of different skin tones and undertones for that reason. So I think this is a great palette if you are looking for something that has a bunch of different colors. I'm just not a huge fan of blush palettes in general. And again, the formula is a little bit off. I feel like it's very dry and chalky, and that's kind of unfortunate and disappointing for me because I love Becca blushes and their shimmery and skin perfectors. So this was kind of a hit and miss for me, but I will get into the swatches so you guys can see all of the new colors. Okay, so these are the two skin perfectors. So this is Champagne Pop right here, and this is Prosecco Pop. So in Champagne Pop in this palette, it's definitely more peachy and more shimmery and glittery than the one I have, which I will do a comparison swatch for you. So this is Champagne Pop right there. You've probably all seen it before, and this is the new Prosecco Pop. Now, as you can see on my skin, it's very like mustard toned on me. It pulls very, very yellow, and I have more neutral undertones, so this will look really good on some with olive or deeper complexion skin because of its warmth to it, but on me it's just way too yellow and way too mustardy. Now I'm going to show you the difference between the Champagne Pop pressed in the little single compact. So this one is Champagne Pop in the palette, and this is Champagne Pop from the single, which looks like this. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but on me, Champagne Pop from the original is definitely more peachy, and it's not as vibrant. This to me is definitely more gold, but it does have a peachy undertone. As you can see, the reflection of this one is way more intense than this one, and that's why I was so excited to get this. But then when I put it on my skin, I was like, I'm not getting the glow that I see everyone else getting and the glow that she's getting on her cheeks. And this is definitely more of a natural luminous look, but the newer one that's in the palette definitely has more of a sheen and shine to it. You can even just tell that from the swatches right there. So I was a little disappointed in that. I was like, whoa girl, these colors are completely different and they're supposed to be the same. But I do like the color of the Champagne Pop in the palette more because it is more luminizing, a little bit more glowy to the skin. You can even see it back here. So I don't know, that's just my personal opinion, but now I will show you guys the blushes. Okay, so here are the three blushes. So you have Rose Spritz, which is the luminous one right here, Amaretto on my middle finger, which is definitely a like dusty, really like burnt nude mauve, and then Pamplemousse, which is a really bright like pink coral color. They're pretty pigmented. They're just a little chalky in my opinion, which I'm not used to with Becca blushes. So there are the colors right there. This reminds me a lot of NARS Orgasm. It's just a lot more shimmery and it's a little bit more peachy. Here is Amaretto, and this is Pamplemousse. So this one's a luminous formula, and then these are the two like satin matte colors. I just personally will not get any use out of these two colors, the Pamplemousse and the Rose Spritz. They're just not colors I gravitate towards and not colors that look good and flattering on my skin. The only one that I really do enjoy is this Amaretto one. I would die for that to be a single color. I just don't think it's worth it to spend $52 on a little color that's just like 1/5 of this entire palette. But again, if you haven't tried Champagne Pop and you are interested in these blushes because they are beautiful colors, just not for my skin and not for my liking, I definitely would give this a go. I would go in store and swatch the new Prosecco Pop to see if it works with your skin and your undertone, because again, it can look a little mustardy and dirty on my skin, but that is just my personal opinion. I do think I'm gonna return this, unfortunately. I just don't find that I'm gonna get use out of it because I already do have the Champagne Pop, which I do like. Even though I like this one a little bit better, I don't find it worth my $52 to keep this palette when I'm only gonna be using 1 or 2 shades out of the entire thing. I do love her. I'm not bashing her in any way. I just think that the formula on this is a little bit different than what I'm used to and what I really do love about Becca products. So that was just kind of a miss for me. But with that being said, I will leave a link down below on where you can get this palette and when it's coming out officially. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you all found it very helpful if you were kind of debating on whether or not you want to pick up this palette. I will leave again links down below on where you can find it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to win a Champagne Pop Shimmery Skin Perfector. I love you all, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!